Oh, tighten that drag up a bit. Come towards me. Oh, my leader not stuck in my blooming rod. It's only little. Come on, dude. So I was driving down this morning and I didn't have a particularly good feeling about the day. Sort of gone from 30 degrees and blistering sunshine yesterday to a lot cooler and cloudy. Cloudy's good though. Like, I think lower light is better for the bass, but I started fishing and things got quite interesting quite quick. Had a couple of little schoolie bass, saw quite a few mullet feeding, so I tried chucking a little Colin McLeod shrimp at them, but no good. Gonna wander a bit further up, see if I can get another one before I go home. So looks like could do with a bit more tide to fish the rest of it, so probably going to go back and chuck a clouser for a bit or something. So yeah, so I've actually tried out my wet wading gear today, so I look like Peter Pan a little bit, but it's pretty good. Like, the mobility is much better than waders and I don't feel too cold. I mean, the water's nice and warm at the moment, but yeah, it's a good stopgap till I get my waders fixed. And for really short sessions, then yeah, it makes more sense to me. So I'm just going for a last bit of a look before I go home this morning. Tried again for a little bit on the opposite side of the bridge to where I was first thing this morning, and it just felt a bit flat. And I think I was saying in one of my other videos that if it just doesn't feel right, then nothing's happening. Just move, which is what I'm doing now. Don't know if I'm going to find anything going on or not, but it's worth a try. Alright, so yeah, wasn't much going on. Quite a few mullet about, but yeah, not the kind of situation that I sort of feel confident catching them in. Deep water. I fished there a little while back, had a similar sort of situation. Not sure if I'm going to get out tomorrow, probably be next weekend now, but we'll see. And yeah, keep chasing after that big bass. Morning. So yeah, went to Chichester Harbour earlier, and there was loads of lure anglers around, so was quite I wanted to sort of fish the flow as it kind of went through different choke points, but fished one and then had a bit of a mooch around, saw a few mullet swimming about, even saw a bass sat in about 8 inches of water, half a decent one, maybe £1.5 £2, but it was like glassy still, and as I walked past it, it clocked me, and it, well, probably, I mean, I tried to catch it, sort of went down a bit further down and then worked my way back up, but no joy. So yeah, so I've come up to the estuary near at home, which is on the Solent. So on the Solent you get a double tide, so I get a second chance to fish the ebb because yeah, the tide's going out down at Chichester, so up here it's still technically high tide. So yeah, so I'll go and have a go, might even have a go for the mullet. I've got both rods with me, so I'm going to go down and fish the beach for the bass and then take both rods up the estuary and see what happens. But I've been given some flies by my mate Andy that look really good. I've been fishing it this morning, and it's not quite a topwater, It sort of fishes just under the surface with the like deer hair head on it. So really hoping I can catch a bass on that for Andy. Okay, so quite a lot's happened this morning. Haven't caught much, but I arrived at the estuary, went to the beach and had quite a few near misses on Andy's fly, the Zonka one. Yeah, just like I had a follow on it to start with, and the fish darted away. Then a bit later on, I was casting between this like channel through the bladderwrack, and I don't know if it was one fish or multiple fish, but I had a few takes, but they weren't getting hooked. They weren't swallowing the hook. They were coming back for it, so they obviously weren't put off. So I tried switching to a gurgler, but then that was it. They'd switched off at that point. So yeah, that was a bit of a bugger. And then I fished my way up the estuary, worked my way to my sort of favourite spot where there's often a lot of mullet. And this morning, the salt marsh wasn't, there wasn't much water in the salt marsh, but where it comes out back into the main part of the estuary, the mullet were all sat, as the flow was coming down the bank out of the salt marsh, they were just sat there filter feeding in the flow. I mean, there must have been a few dozen of them, quite big as well, thick lips, but I just couldn't get into one this time. But yeah, we'll try again sometime. Morning. So yeah, as you saw yesterday, had quite a few takes, so I've come back to redeem myself, hopefully. Just a really quick session before I go to work today. The conditions are identical to yesterday. No wind, glassy water, clear sky, a little bit warmer. So yeah, see if I can winkle one out. So things were a little bit quiet this morning. First cast had a bump from tiny little bass, probably. Saw a few fish move, probably mullet. I think I'm going to end this one there. Difficult weekend, but yep, we'll be back at some point. So yeah, tight lines. I'll see you in the next one.